Hello everyone, this is Zach from Apex Tech Reviews.
I think I'm Bradley.
I hope you're Bradley. And today we're going to be speaking to you about some things going on in the news today. And so first up, the one thing that just took over the internet was Linus's Intel roast video where he had his heart-to-heart with the community, as well as every other tech tuber. So,
And they're all completely right. X99's dude.
Yeah.
Or X299.
X299 it's almost dead on arrival.
Let's put an i5 on the enthusiast platform and completely cripple the platform and charge you more.
I don't know what they were thinking. I really don't. An i5 and an i7 on
It's
the
kind of like
enthusiast
Porsche
platform?
that take door handles off and put it with cloth and cost more.
Nah, but
It's
that cloth was specifically made by Porsche. Like, it's pretty nice. But it's really funny that they were pushing it like it's such a great thing to have these i5s and i7s along with all of these enthusiast grade processors. 'Cause let's face it, there are the enthusiast grade processors, the one that should be in the lineup.
Yeah.
And
The i9 part makes perfect sense. The new platform, having the key to do RAID is retarded, but the rest of it makes sense. But your i5 and i7 refresh because your new one's not ready yet and put it on enthusiast doesn't make any sense.
I wonder why they decided to go that route. Why they decided to throw it in there. Do you think it was because of the heat AMD was throwing? But I don't see, for me, the heat that AMD was throwing from their other products wouldn't really affect an i5, i7 in that lineup.
I don't know what Intel's doing. I honestly don't think they're worried about AMD. I mean, they still beat every AMD chip. I mean, they have an option that beats it all.
True.
So,
They do.
they charge more, but they're also, when you actually look, price for performance, AMD's always won. But Intel still wins. If price isn't an object, you're going to go buy Intel because it's a better chip.
Definitely. We're not Intel or AMD fanboys. We're what's the best product at the time. And right now, though, I would say price to performance, best chip that I would buy would have to be one of the Ryzen series or possibly Threadripper. I can't really comment on Threadripper. No one really has anything in hand yet. No reviews have come out. But the TDP seems pretty good comparative to its Intel.
Yeah, my first question is, what the hell do you need Threadripper for?
I don't need Threadripper for anything. I'm a content creator.
Netflix is, uses a lot of cores. It's difficult.
It's going to be interesting to see the cooling solutions that die set. Oh my god, if you guys have seen
Did they ever
Threadripper.
get 4K on AMD?
I don't know, I'd have to look into that. Wish I had my computer in front of me. But
Anyway.
going back to it though, we need to realize Intel, yes, does have the stronger product, but it's by, in some cases, a marginal growth. We're talking
marginal.
So let's talk like in games, like if we compare the i5 to the Ryzen 5, it's like what, 10 or 15 frames of difference?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So, and the price comparative to the i5 and Ryzen 5.
That's what, you get more cores too, you can do more with it, but price performance, AMD's going to win. Depends what you're doing. If you're only gaming and you want the single core performance,
yeah,
Intel will win.
Intel will win. Multi-core is getting pretty good. I think that's where AMD's trying to find its niche right now.
Yeah, well, since Bulldozer, they've always just had more cores. So now that they have stronger single cores, those more higher core count chips are better.
I really want to know what Intel's going to do going ahead here, because honestly, they're going to have to change their whole outlook on this lineup, this next one that they're going to have to come out with. Because the community as a whole is ticked on what they've done by putting the i5 and i7 on the X299.
If you buy one of those,
it
makes no sense.
Our only thing that you should take away today.
If they sell one i5 or i7 X processor, I don't know. Some people are born every day.
That's the only thing you should take away. If anything, if you're just like, man, these people are terrible, blah, 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 don't buy an i5 or i7.
Don't buy one
for X299. You have such other great processors for the...
Just buy the regular i7 and overclock it by, what was it, 100 megahertz, 200?
Yeah, it's
they
nothing.
just upclock speeds.
It's so difficult to fix your base clock and get it to go 100 megahertz higher. But
slight overclock, overclock to 6700 and you're basically at the same level. It's not... They haven't really changed a lot.
Then let's talk about the most annoying thing, probably more so than the i5, i7 problem. A RAID key. What? That is the biggest cash grab I think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That was just
There's
shady.
nothing to say.
That you just can't say anything other than why. Why do they need to be this shady?
Pay to do it.
Like, you guys know you do have the better product. Are you trying to over monopolize it at this point? Like, we really don't know what's going on. It's
Well, what they
Computex
should have
was
done was came
interesting.
out and fixed their pricing. Other than that,
See, I don't know. I think that maybe they're gonna keep that higher tier pricing because to them they do have the better product. I mean, they arguably do.
but it's not better to the extent of pay double.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at the new highest Threadripper compared to its Intel counterparts, like 1,000 plus of difference in price.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think what's the i9, the 7900 or whatever that they came out, this 2000.
it's gonna be really
It's
interesting.
a 10
to see.
core, ain't it? I mean,
We'll find out what they end up going through. I'm eagerly awaiting the benchmarks to start coming out fairly soon. It should be a pretty fun thing to see.
Intel will kill single core, AMD core for core probably. Well, for pricing they'll have higher multi-core, but they won't keep up with core for core. No.
No.
IPC won't be as good.
No, not at all. Then, in other news, we have some very fun stuff. We have a Vega leak from none other than the greatest company to ever walk this earth, says every kid that's ever walked into Starbucks. Apple.
I mean, you go back far enough. When they first came out the iPhone, they were pretty good.
Yeah, that was a great product. But we're not going to go on an Apple rant. So, they've accidentally, with their iMac Pro, released some of the specs, and we found out that there's two different versions of the highest end Vega card. There'll be an 8 gig variant and a 16 gig variant.
Which
That's
they
it.
use in HBM, right?
Yep, HBM2.
Means they've solved some problems with that, because I think what was last gen they couldn't get more than 4 gig.
4 gigs is where they put it at. I'm eagerly awaiting this chip. I will be buying it for the channel to do a review as soon as it comes out. It's gonna hurt my wallet, so please like and share for my poor wallet.
Have fun with that.
I will. It's gonna be interesting to see, and then we're gonna segue this.
I don't think they're beating Nvidia.
Ugh,
There'll be a better price, but
I think it'll be a better price, but it'll be a comparable product.
It'll be like what they do with Ryzen against Intel. It'll make you question, is it worth paying the extra? But it's still, if money's no object, it won't win.
We'll see. I'm holding out hope for the price.
I know you think it's gonna beat the
performance.
1080 Ti.
I hope it beats the 1080 Ti. And
They're
I
not
hope
going
it
from
goes-
their highest tier chip competing with a 1066 gig to beating a 1080 Ti and the Titan.
Pretty much. Then let's talk about another interesting thing.
Not only that, wait till what's Nvidia's next one named?
Volta.
Volta. Yeah, just wait till Volta.
And we've already seen a possible leak from Volta. Someone, supposedly an intern, took a picture of a card that most people are saying that wasn't the corporate type of card, like the Quadro series, because it didn't have the power connectors on the side of the card like typical. It had it on the front of the card like an enthusiast card. So I'm definitely waiting for that too. That'll be interesting.
Nvidia's got way more money to invest.
Oh, I mean they put $1 billion plus in the.
But all AMD has to do is like they did with Ryzen and make you question whether you want to spend the extra for the performance. Do you want to spend double for 10 frames?
I think that's a good idea though. I think that might be how they can still keep their good market share and even grow their market share.
Well, that's why if I was buying a CPU right now, I'd go buy a Ryzen.
I mean,
core for core, Intel wins, but for performance, it's not even close.
Most definitely. What's sad too is that these chips just don't overclock too well as well. Look for the Ryzen series.
No, they've gotten a little better, but Ryzen 2, I'm sure they'll it's their new architecture. I mean, they're always gonna have problems, so wait a little while, they'll get it worked out.
Now let's move back over into GPUs because for some Ryzen is. Yeah, that was great English. But what's going to be really interesting is now people need to start paying attention to the GPU market as is. If you have a Polaris architecture card or even Hawaii, I say you should look at eBay and you should probably list your card. You can probably get a decent upgrade for yourself.
Yeah, everybody wants to mine.
Yeah, right now.
Jump on that mining craze. Make
The
money while you
mining craze is blowing through the roof thanks to Ethereum. People are mining all
It's
over.
almost up to what, 3,000 for a Bitcoin?
Oh, it's up to something stupid. I haven't checked today, but it's constantly climbing. And then Ethereum's on the road, I think, to 200, or it might have already surpassed it. But The opportunity's there. Hell, if you want to mine, there's so many different programs out there, and even people that'll pay you for your GPU power, so you mine for them. So you have a lot of outlets now if you don't want to go ahead and sell your card. I would personally say, if you have an RX 480 or the new 580, sell it. Straight up. Use eBay, you can get $300 to $400 for that card.
So you sell your 580, are you going to jump ship to Intel?
I would. You mean NVIDIA?
Yeah. You're going to go on integrated graphics?
Yeah, bro. It supports 4K. But...
No, yeah.
I would,
a lot of times when somebody buys a top-tier AMD card, it's because they're kind of an AMD fan, so they don't sell their AMD to buy Intel. NVIDIA, why do I keep saying Intel?
I don't know, you have a problem. But if you can jump, why not jump? If you sell your 580, 480 right now, get a 1070.
Yeah. And
Win against the 580. Why would you not capitalize on it? You made an investment at this point. If you don't sell now, you're letting your investment depreciate. Why would you let that happen?
This is a rare opportunity.
Yeah.
Anything tech to get more money out of it.
I don't know. It's not within that 2-year death window, though, that we always talk about. Most of the time, a GPU, for some reason, after the next series comes out, other people want an SLI or
people are retarded and like, oh, let's take this previous generation chip that is worse and sell it for more.
See, I don't think tech people are retarded. I think.
See, I've used it for a year. It's been overclocked. I've overheated it 6 times, but you know what? It's still worth more.
It's great.
Totally.
I mean,
it's like when I was looking on eBay for used like 2,500 Ks. Oh, I could buy a Ryzen 6 for the same price people want to sell those for.
Yeah, right now it's not a good time to really be looking for anything like that. I was surprised, really, that this happened, that it took off so hard with this cryptocurrency. I did not think that they would start emptying GPUs.
I don't really follow that cryptocurrency, so I don't know.
I started a little bit, but man, like I said, it's just nuts. It's buku dollars right now. It is a seller's market. For sure.
I have a 950. I don't really pay attention to mining.
To the point that now NVIDIA is coming out with their own card alongside AMD, making cards specific for cryptocurrency numbers crunching that have no display ports whatsoever. They are just for computations.
Really?
Yep. Blew your mind, huh?
I am surprised by that. I mean, they've always had their massive supercomputer cards that didn't have any display ports or anything.
I think that'll do a good way to stave off. And what's good for us in the long term is if they can release those GPUs quicker, all these people that have these crazy 480, 580 setups are going to dump them onto the market. So you'll be able to keep your eye on the market after the Ethereum craze has died down a little bit, but you may be able to walk out.
You can go buy a used GPU that's been running at 100% for 6 months.
I mean, are they not designed to run at 100% all the time?
Hope they didn't overheat.
There you go. I mean, this is an argument I hear all the time.
Running at thermal throttling for 6. I don't like buying used stuff. I guess
I don't mind it. It doesn't.
I don't know how y'all
used.
Yeah, but it was a 950. Is the dude really pushing the 950?
We don't know. But it's definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah, the top tier cards and stuff. You know, people have used them and they've abused them. They're not.
Have I really abused my poor 390?
You had it in a case that overheated all the time.
Shut up. But you are now using that case too.
Yeah, but I have a 950. I have 2 950s now. You have. I guarantee it makes less heat than your one 390.
Paired with what?
It probably uses less power. You know what? That probably does put out some heat.
The 6350 bulldozer. That case is probably hot. So
It runs fine.
I think that there's just not a radiator.
You know what? When you get stuff for free, take it.
Pretty much.
This is chip.
Yeah. Apparently, it's a decent chip.
It seems just playing around with it. I think it's on overclock grades.
We have a new video coming up, by the way, where we're going to compare a cheaper rig, so like a $600 PC, versus my $1,000-ish, $1,200 PC, and see.
Exactly. 2 950s and SLI versus a 390. The only problem is we don't have any way to compare directly to CPU because the SLI will be running the 6350 and yours is the 6700K. And that's huge difference.
I can tell you who's going to
I can already tell you just playing around with the 950 and SLI, the 6350 still bottlenecks like crazy. It cannot run two 950s at 1080.
That's impressive. And
unless we overclock it like crazy.
we are going to overclock. Keep in mind, we're going to do 2 separate tests. One where the rigs are going to be at their stock frequencies, everything's going to be stock, and then we're going to show you how much leg room you have if you bought the 600 or if you had the 1200 to increase your frame rates, how much you can increase it by.
Well, being that we both play at 1080 though,
yeah,
is it really going to be a huge difference? I guarantee you we'll both get 60 on everything we play.
Definitely. I think I'm going to turn
the
sync off though and see just how many frame rates it says back there.
See what max is.
It'd be interesting. Needless to say, I'm going to be the winner, but is the margin good?
You'll probably win. You'll win FPS, and I don't even know if it'll be because of GPU. It might be the 6350 holding me back that much. But when you're looking at double the price for, how it's the same Ryzen thing, is it worth the double price?
It is intense. I don't really know. I don't know if I'd tell anyone to buy the 6350 or any of them right now.
No, if you buy an FX series chip, you're dumb.
Unless it's used and the price is really good. If you're looking,
you got it for $20, yeah.
To me, if you can get an 8350,
wait for the R3s because they will kill
the R3s
FX.
Destroy it. So
honestly, if you're only gaming, go buy the what's the newest Pentium, the G40, I don't know, whatever it is, the hyper-threaded Pentium. It's kill it at single core, and it's hyper-threaded to quad core, so you'll win on gaming on that.
The new Pentium is just a monster, though, for its single-core performance. If you're truly looking for a budget chip, I would probably say the Pentium.
Well, I mean, it's on the same...
the architecture is the same thing.
So it has the same single-core performance as the i7, you just have less cores. So it depends, I mean, if you're only gaming, the i7 will still win gaming. A lot of games do take multi-core into use, but you'll definitely beat any FX series chip. So
it's not that hard.
If you're judging off of your FX series chip, it'll be an improvement.
Gosh, it's just gonna be crazy.
Unless you have your water-cooled 9590 at 5 gigahertz.
Impressive.
And even then,
7700K at 5 gigahertz. It's quite a few people out there with it.
Yeah. I don't even know if the 9590 would be, or not. Is that what it is? 90, whatever it is.
It's 9,000 something.
I don't even know if that would beat the Pentium, honestly. I don't know.
And then, what else is going on in tech news? We have something really odd occurring right now that I didn't really put too much stock in myself. And that was, NVIDIA has now become almost mainstream in the stock market. You're starting to see them more in Forbes. You're starting to see people actually talk about them. Before, as PC enthusiasts, I always felt like we were lepers in the community of the world when it came to the stock markets. I mean, you have Apple, that's a tech company.
Make a good product, sell a bunch of them. You don't pop up there.
Yeah, I mean, Forbes said that they believe it's going to hit $300 before the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't really have much comment on it.
I can't think of the last time NVIDIA's been like, yeah, we're posting losses. So maybe they're right. Maybe that'll be the good chunk of their stock share.
Make a ton of money. You're going to pop up on the stock market, I guess, right?
I mean, you can't always put your stocks in product because, as we saw with the AMD small Ryzen bubble, they jumped up really quickly and then their earnings report came out and the stock tanked.
Yeah, their earnings report came out a month after Ryzen was released. I don't know what people really expected though.
I don't know what they did, but stock market's fickle. This CEO could sleep with the CEO of another company and both companies' share would go down.
Or go up.
Or go up, yes. I mean, McDonald's and Burger King. Be the best pair ever. The McWhopper. That's what their love child would be, right?
I don't know what the love child of a clown it can be. There's some jokes you can make.
It's going to be interesting for tech. We have the net neutrality fight going on right now, which you guys should be contacting your senators because Ajit Pai, the head of the FCC, is not listening whatsoever. So go ahead, go to your local legislator. If our office is closed, send them mail, send them an email, call their office. Essentially, I want you to harass them Because net neutrality is under fire.
Who was the head dude? I can't remember his name. That said, there's no record of any company ever paying for to get their stuff pushed to the front. When he came, I think he came from Verizon, and that's exactly what they did.
This character, Ajit Pai, I don't know where he's getting his information, or if he's just such in the pocket of
Companies won't
someone.
pay to have preferential treatment.
I kind of hope that if this does happen and they just like in records start being bought by corporations to market better to you and possible blackmail if you're going to certain sites. But I hope that like Warren Buffett just decides to buy a ton of records and start like releasing senators stuff. Like if I had Warren Buffett money or Bill Gates money, a third of the world's wealth in 2 people, that's exactly how I would do it.
Yeah, I can see that. You would do it like that.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it. And so it's going to be, you guys should really be worried about your net neutrality, okay? You have rights. You guys shouldn't have to worry about constantly being manipulated by some corporation that's watching what you're doing online. So
Google.
Yeah. Good. You do not talk about the master race's spy.
Shh, my phone's listening.
It's the Samsung device. No, that's Samsung. Be careful. Before S7, I don't think it was battery problems. I think it was Google detonations.
That was the note. If you're gonna make the joke, at least get it right.
Dang it! I almost had him. But yeah, I mean, what do you feel on the net neutrality? Like, how do you feel about it? I think this is.
How do you think I feel?
It's a non-partisan issue at all.
Yeah.
It's something that needs to be taken care of.
I don't see why it's a question.
We should be harassing them 24/7. God knows how many emails I have sent my local senators. They hardly ever respond, but
Canada beat Elon Musk to making a electric truck. It looks terrible, and it's called the Bison, but...
The Bison?
Yeah.
That's a really odd name.
Other than that, I don't know.
I mean, considering if you think about it, though, Canada is the only place where you can legally hunt bison, so you got that going.
Well, there's also the truck in GTA 5 was called the Bison. And it looks very similar to
I thought the truck in it wasn't a truck in GTA, the Bison was the police car.
That was the Buffalo.
The Buffalo.
You get your GTA right.
Gosh.
Yeah.
See, I haven't played it in a while. So, another thing I'd like to talk about. Soon enough, if you guys would like, leave a comment if you'd like to see some gameplay of a game I've currently been playing. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds.
I'm tired of hearing about this game.
It's so good. I was really surprised. I saw a couple things online about people playing it, and essentially it was marketed DayZ, smaller in regards to better optimization, but you get all.
It actually runs?
Yeah, it runs. Yeah, I can turn a corner and not have the game crash.
DayZ is just like... It looks amazing, and they have, like, you actually see the reload action and everything, and then it just doesn't work. Like, they focus on the wrong parts.
And we need to talk now, because something significant has happened to DayZ as well. Thank you for reminding me. 0.62 is hit.
Hot dog.
You know what that means? 0.6, and past 0.62, it's beta.
Really?
Wow, it only took 2 years! Congratulations!
It's been on Steam for 3.
Wow.
That's why.
Wow.
The game you've been playing. What is it? PlayerUnknown or whatever. That's why I'm. First off, it's $30, so buying an early access game for $30.
But
I don't really want to do it. Second, I've already bought early access DayZ for the last how many years?
Yeah, but
do I really want another one?
Look how many years this early access has lasted for you.
Honestly, I enjoy DayZ though. So.
DayZ's, it's a good idea, and sometimes you have a lot of fun, but sometimes it's really bad. Like, I remember you walked up a ladder one time and just fell to your death at the top of the ladder.
Yeah.
I remember one time...
I think I stopped playing that for about a month after that.
I remember one time you accidentally took a sharp turn off of just a couple steps and you broke your leg.
Yeah, well.
I mean, it doesn't help that, you can't see other players a lot of the time, but it's what you have me for. He dies a lot.
Yeah, he waits for me to get shot and says, "Oh, hey, look, there's somebody over there."
I tell him beforehand. Alrighty, so I think on that note, that was pretty much all that we had to talk about this week.
Everything that was important in the news was covered.
I think that holds
without
water.
question.
Yeah, I don't think we missed anything at all.
Nope.
Not whatsoever. And on that hubris-filled thing of a bombshell, please like, subscribe, and share.
I mean, if you want us to do more of this, comment below. We just sit around and talk about it anyway, so
We'd be
why
more
not just
than,
turn on a camera and show it?
We'd be more than glad to just rant at you
Oh,
about
yeah.
what's going on in
We're
the
good
tech
at that.
industry. Have a good one. We hot.
Have a good.
Have a good.
Just chewing some straw, man.